Top 17 Ideas. Transform your garden, recommended for seniors 55 plus. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Meaningful Living. Today we're diving back into the wonderful world of creativity and transformation. If you caught our previous video on budget-friendly garden decor, you already know the amazing things you can create from salvaged finds. That video resonated so much with all of you, so we decided to revisit this beloved topic with some fresh ideas and a renewed perspective. We all know that our gardens aren't just patches of land. There are sanctuaries, places for cherished memories, and spaces where we truly feel alive. And the best part? Creating a garden that tells your story doesn't have to cost a fortune. It's all about making our outdoor spaces feel like extensions of ourselves, reflections of our journeys, and the peaceful havens we lovingly cultivate. Today, I'm excited to share even more incredible ideas on how to give old items a brand new life. Those treasures waiting to be discovered at yard sales, flea markets, or even tucked away in your own garage. These projects are budget-friendly, incredibly fun, and add so much character and soul to your outdoor living area. So, if you're ready to infuse even more charm and uniqueness into your garden without breaking the bank, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stick with me until the very end. You won't want to miss these amazing transformations. Let's jump right in. Idea 1. Upcycled terracotta pots, coloring your world. Terracotta pots are a common find at flea markets and yard sales, and they're often sold for just pennies on the dollar compared to new ones. Now, I know they might look a little plain or weathered when you first spot them, but trust me, with just a bit of paint and a little creativity, you can transform them into beautiful statement pieces for your garden. Start by choosing some colors that speak to you. Think soft greens, calming blues, or even cheerful yellows to add a pop of sunshine. You can experiment with bold geometric patterns or even create soft gradient effects that blend seamlessly with the natural hues of your plants. I find that grouping the pots in odd numbers, like 3 or 5, creates a balanced and visually appealing focal point in your garden. What's great about this project is that it's simple enough for anyone to do, and the best part is, you don't need to be an artist. Just have fun with it and let the colors and patterns guide you. Whether you're adding succulents, herbs, or your favorite flowers, these painted pots will not only add color but will also give your garden a personal touch. Plus, it's a wonderful way to repurpose items that might have just been gathering dust. Idea 2. Picture frame planters. Frame your garden's beauty. If you have old picture frames lying around, you're in luck. These forgotten treasures can be transformed into beautiful vertical planters or trellises with just a few simple steps. The best part? This project is perfect for anyone, whether you have years of gardening experience or are just starting out. To begin, find a picture frame that speaks to you. Once you have your frame, simply remove the backing and glass. Next, attach some chicken wire to the back of the frame. This will act as the perfect support system for climbing plants like ivy, morning glories, or even peas. Now for the fun part, hang your newly transformed frame on a fence or wall in your garden. The plants will naturally grow through the wire, creating a stunning piece that adds texture and dimension to your garden space. Over time, as the plants grow and intertwine, the frame will become filled with lush greenery, creating a sense that you've added a piece of nature right into your artwork. This idea is so simple, yet it lends a sophisticated touch to your garden, creating a unique and charming focal point. Plus, it's a great way to maximize space, especially if you're working with a smaller yard. Best of all, it costs next to nothing, and you're reusing items that would have otherwise been thrown away. Idea 3. Fairy gardens. Bring whimsy to your backyard. Remember playing with tiny figurines or creating little worlds when you were younger? Now you can bring that magic into your garden. Thrift stores are gold mines for miniature treasures, from delicate figurines to dollhouse furniture. You can easily transform these finds into a charming, whimsical space right in your own backyard. Start by looking for tiny treasures. Maybe a tiny fairy figurine, a little wooden bench, or even a dainty teacup. Arrange these among your plants, and suddenly your garden becomes a magical realm. You can add pebbles for pathways, moss for extra greenery, and even small decorative items like tiny benches, bridges, or lanterns to set the scene right out of a storybook. This is an especially wonderful project for those of us who love gardening but perhaps don't have the space for a large, elaborate garden. A fairy garden works beautifully in smaller spaces, and it's an absolute joy to watch it come together. Plus, it's a great way to spend time with grandchildren or neighbors. They'll adore your tiny enchanted world. Idea 4. Tin can wind chimes, a musical touch. If you have old tin cans lying around, don't throw them away just yet. They can be transformed into charming wind chimes that add a soft musical element to your garden. This project is simple. Yet the results are beautiful, and it's perfect for us gardeners who appreciate a little creative touch. Start by gathering a few tin cans. They can be any size or shape, but I recommend mixing and matching to create a fun, unique look. Once you have your cans, it's time to give them a new lease on life with paint. Choose bright, cheerful colors that complement your garden's color scheme. You can even add designs or patterns for a personal touch. Next, using string, fishing line, or wire, hang the cans together. Add beads, bells, or pieces of metal between the cans for extra texture and sound. When the wind blows, the cans will gently clink, creating a peaceful, melodic sound that fills your garden with a serene atmosphere. This is such a delightful project, especially if you love spending time outdoors, enjoying quiet moments. The best part? You can create your very own wind chimes for free or for very little cost, making it a perfect upcycling project that's both fun and functional. Idea 5. Wooden pallet garden bench, eco-friendly comfort. If you've ever found yourself with mismatched chairs or even an old wooden pallet, then you're in luck. With just a little time and effort, you can transform these humble items into a charming, eco-friendly garden bench. Start by taking an old pallet and attaching your mismatched chairs to either end. Don't worry if the chairs don't perfectly match. In fact, that's part of the charm. The beauty of this project lies in its relaxed, eclectic style. You'll want the bench to be comfortable and inviting, so add some comfy cushions or a weatherproof throw for extra coziness. Once it's all assembled, you've got yourself a lovely spot to enjoy a cup of tea, read a book, or simply watch the birds in your garden. This upcycled project not only saves you money but also adds a personalized touch to your outdoor space, making it feel more like home. It's perfect for smaller gardens or patios where you might not have room for large furniture. And let's not forget, it's an eco-friendly way to reuse old items that would otherwise end up in a landfill. It's practical, it's charming, and best of all, it's a place you'll love spending time. Idea 6. DIY bird baths from vintage dishes, a welcoming oasis for feathered friends. Want to invite more delightful birds to your garden and add a touch of vintage elegance? Look no further than old dishes from thrift stores. Vintage bowls, platters, or even large serving dishes that are no longer used for dining can be transformed into charming and accessible bird baths. Choose a sturdy, shallow dish. You can place it directly on the ground or elevate it on a sturdy stand, an overturned ceramic pot, or even a stack of old bricks for better visibility. Fill it with clean, fresh water daily. You can even add a few decorative stones in the center for the birds to perch on. This simple project provides a vital water source for local wildlife and adds a beautiful, serene element to your garden, making it a true haven for nature lovers. It's easy, affordable, and incredibly rewarding. Idea 7. Mason jar lanterns, magical evening glow. Mason jars are incredibly versatile and often found at thrift stores for just a few dollars. With a bit of creativity, these jars can be turned into beautiful lanterns that light up your garden in the most magical way. It's a simple project that will make a big impact on the ambience of your outdoor space. Start by wrapping wire baskets or wire handles around the top of the jars. This will allow you to easily hang them from tree branches, hooks, or along pathways. Next, place a candle or an LED light inside the jar. I recommend using LED lights if you want something low maintenance and long-lasting, but candles work wonderfully for creating a warm, flickering glow. Once you have your lanterns ready, hang them in strategic spots throughout your garden, such as along a garden path or dangling from tree limbs. As dusk settles and the daylight fades, the soft glow from the lanterns will illuminate your garden, guiding you and your guests through your space. This is perfect for evening strolls, outdoor dinners, or simply enjoying a peaceful ambience while relaxing in your yard. The best part? This project is not only simple but also budget-friendly. You can make several lanterns for very little cost, and each one will add a touch of whimsy to your garden. It's a wonderful way to repurpose glass jars and create a stunning light display without spending a fortune. Idea 8. Bird cages as planters, floating greenery. Vintage bird cages aren't just for birds. They can be transformed into stunning hanging planters that add a touch of magic to your garden. If you happen to come across a bird cage at a thrift store, don't pass it by. These cages are perfect for creating a unique planter that adds height, texture, and color to your garden. To start, take your bird cage and add a coconut liner or some moss to the bottom. This will help hold the moisture and soil in place. Once the base is ready, fill the bird cage with soil and plant cascading flowers or trailing vines. Plants like petunias, ivy, or even sweet potato vines work beautifully in this type of planter. The open design of the bird cage allows air and light to circulate freely, which helps the plants thrive. As the vines and flowers grow, they'll spill out of the cage, creating a whimsical floating garden effect that's sure to catch the eye of anyone who visits your space. Hanging these birdcage planters from tree branches, pergolas, or hooks is a simple way to add some vertical interest to your garden. It's especially ideal for smaller gardens where every inch of space counts. Plus, it's a wonderful way to give a second life to an item that might have been gathering dust somewhere. This project is not only easy but incredibly rewarding. It gives your garden a fresh, airy look and makes it even more enchanting. Idea 9. Mosaic stepping stones. Personalize your path. We all love a garden that feels truly unique and reflects our individuality. One simple way to do this is by creating your own mosaic stepping stones. This project not only gives new life to old, broken items but also adds a creative and colorful path through your garden. If you have broken plates, tiles, or even old cups lying around, they can easily be repurposed into beautiful mosaic stepping stones. This project is a fantastic way to recycle and reuse, transforming what would otherwise be discarded into a beautiful and functional garden element. Start by breaking your plates, tiles, or cups into small shards. You can use a hammer to gently break them into pieces. Just make sure you wear safety gloves and goggles to protect yourself from any sharp edges. Once you have your pieces, you can arrange them onto a concrete disc or a stepping stone base. You can mix and match colors, shapes, and patterns to create a design that's truly one of a kind. As you arrange the pieces, feel free to experiment with different patterns, whether it's a random artistic layout or a more structured design. The wonderful thing about this project is that each stepping stone becomes a mini piece of art, guiding your visitors through your garden and creating a personalized path full of character. Once the stones are laid out, you can grout the pieces together and let them set. The finished result will be not only functional but also a beautiful reflection of your creativity. These mosaic stepping stones will add charm and color to any garden, making every step a delight. Idea 10. Repurpose chairs as plant trellises. Cottage core charm. If you have any old chairs lying around, instead of discarding them, you can give them a second life by transforming them into beautiful plant trellises. It's a wonderful way to add structure and beauty to your garden while being eco-friendly and creative. If you have an old chair with a sturdy frame, it's perfect for turning into a plant trellis. The best part about this project is that it's not only practical but also adds a bit of romantic charm to your garden. Plus, it's a great way to repurpose furniture that might have otherwise been forgotten. Start by removing the seat from the chair, leaving the frame intact. Then, simply secure the chair into the soil, making sure the backrest is upright and stable. You can use the frame as a support for climbing flowers, vines, or even small vegetables like peas or cucumbers. As your plants grow, they'll naturally wind their way up the backrest, creating a whimsical cottage core effect. The rustic look of the old chair combined with the vibrant greenery adds both structure and softness to your garden. It's a great way to bring some vertical interest to your outdoor space, especially if you're working with limited ground area. This project not only adds a unique personal touch to your garden but also provides a functional way to grow climbing plants. It's a wonderful example of how a little creativity can turn something old and worn into a beautiful new element for your garden. Idea 11. Vintage lanterns and glassware fairy light holders. Soft garden lighting. Vintage lanterns can often be found at thrift stores, and they can be a true treasure when it comes to upcycling. With a few simple steps, you can repurpose them into beautiful hanging sconces that provide soft, atmospheric lighting for your garden. It's a wonderful way to add a touch of romance to your outdoor space, especially as evening falls. Start by mounting your vintage lanterns sideways onto wooden posts or along walls. If the lanterns don't already have a way to hang them, you can easily add a hook or use wire to secure them. Then add battery-operated candles inside the lanterns for a low-maintenance, long-lasting glow. This allows you to enjoy the warm flicker of candles without worrying about flame safety or frequently replacing candles. Once your lanterns are hung, they'll cast a soft, inviting light that adds charm to your garden. These lanterns are perfect for illuminating a pathway, highlighting your favorite plants, or simply adding that magical touch to your outdoor gatherings. It's a simple yet effective way to enhance the ambience of your garden, making it an even more enchanting escape. Idea 12. Outdoor gallery wall art with thrifted frames. If you've ever stumbled upon a collection of mismatched picture frames at a thrift store, then you've got the perfect materials for this next project. By turning these frames into an outdoor art gallery, you can transform a dull, empty wall or fence into a vibrant expression of your style. It's an affordable and easy way to bring some art into your garden. Start by selecting several picture frames of various shapes and sizes. The beauty of this project is that the frames don't have to perfectly match. In fact, the more eclectic, the better. Remove the glass from the frames and replace it with something more suitable for the outdoors. You can display pressed flowers, botanical prints, or even leave the frames empty for a minimalist, open-air look. Once your frames are ready, hang them on a fence or shed. By mixing and matching different frames, you'll create a stunning visual display that adds texture, color, and personality to your garden. Each frame will act as a window into your creativity, making your garden feel like an outdoor gallery. This project is perfect for any size space, big or small. Whether you want to highlight your favorite plants or simply add some flair to a blank wall, an outdoor picture gallery made from thrifted frames is a simple way to enhance your garden. Idea 13, Curated Garden Vignette, Storytelling with Thrift Store Finds. Gardening isn't just about plants, it's about creating an environment that reflects who you are, your style, and your experiences. And one of the most delightful ways to do that is by creating a curated garden vignette with thrift store treasures. If you love the charm of vintage items, this project is for you. A garden vignette is essentially a thoughtful display of different pieces that come together to tell a story. By mixing just a few thrifted items such as a chair, a ladder, a stool, a statue, and a wheelbarrow, you can create a space that feels uniquely yours. Start by selecting your items. They don't have to perfectly match. In fact, the more varied they are, the better. A mismatched chair, a weathered ladder, an old stool, a whimsical statue, and even a rusty wheelbarrow can all come together to create a beautiful, inviting vignette. The key is to arrange them thoughtfully in a corner of your garden or along a pathway. The beauty of this patchwork style is that it adds texture, personality, and charm to your outdoor space. Each item has its own story, and when placed together, they create a cohesive ambience that feels inviting and full of character. The vignette becomes a visual narrative, reflecting the essence of your garden while also creating a cozy spot to sit, ponder, or simply enjoy the view. This project is perfect for creating a focal point in your garden, especially if you want to use upcycled items to add a personal, eco-friendly touch to your space. And remember, there are no rules, have fun with it and let your creativity shine. Idea 14, Vintage Suitcase Shelving, Quirky Garden Storage. If you love vintage finds, this project is for you. Have you ever come across a stack of old suitcases at a thrift store? They might look like they've seen better days, but with a little creativity, they can be transformed into a unique shelving unit for your garden. It's an upcycled storage solution that adds character and functionality to your outdoor space. Start by stacking a few vintage suitcases on top of each other. The great thing is that suitcases come in various sizes, so you can create a vertical shelving unit that perfectly fits your space. To make them suitable for gardening, line the inside of each suitcase with plastic to hold soil and prevent any leakage. Then you can use them to store gardening tools, hold potted plants, or display small plants. This shelving unit not only organizes your gardening essentials but also brings a touch of indoor style to your outdoor space. Whether you place it on your patio, porch, or in a cozy corner of your garden, the vintage suitcases will add a whimsical, charming touch that's both practical and decorative. It's perfect for those of us who appreciate a little eccentricity in the garden while still staying organized. This project is simple, affordable, and a wonderful way to repurpose items you might already have at home. Plus, it gives your garden a unique personal flair that reflects your style. Idea 15. Wooden Ladder Plant Stand, Vertical Greenery. Old wooden ladders can be found at most yard sales and flea markets, and believe it or not, they make perfect plant stands. If you have an old wooden ladder lying around, don't be so quick to discard it. Its sturdy structure and tiered rungs make it an ideal solution for creating a vertical garden, especially if you're short on space. To transform your ladder into a plant stand, simply unfold it and securely position it in your desired spot in the garden. You can leave it in its natural state for a rustic look or paint it a complementary color that matches your garden's decor. Then use the rungs as shelves to display potted flowers, herbs, or small vegetables. The different heights of the rungs create an interesting visual effect, allowing you to showcase plants of various sizes and shapes. You can also hang small baskets or planters from the rungs to maximize your vertical space. This project not only adds more room for your favorite plants but also becomes a unique decorative element in your garden. It's especially beneficial for small patios, balconies, or any limited spaces where vertical gardening is a smart solution. Plus, an old wooden ladder adds a touch of vintage charm and rustic simplicity to your garden. And there you have it. Our journey through the world of upcycled garden transformations is complete. I truly hope these 15 ideas have inspired you to look at old items in a brand new light and see the incredible potential they hold for creating beauty in your garden. Remember, the most rewarding part of these projects isn't just the finished result, but the joy of creation, the chance to give new life to discarded items, and the opportunity to cultivate a space that truly reflects your spirit, your memories, and what makes your life meaningful. Which of these projects are you excited to try first? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I always love hearing your stories and seeing your creations. And of course, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful and inspiring. Until next time, on Meaningful Living, where we continue to cultivate a life full of purpose and beauty.